Chinese traditional culture contains profound ecological thoughts and wisdom. The study of it will help us to clarify the relationship between man and nature, understand the sustainable development of China, and will also have a profound impact on the global sustainable development. The primitive ecological civilization. The last lecture focused on the important role rivers have played in the birth of early civilizations. According to archaeological evidence, the primitive society was mostly settled near rivers. Clearly, this layout attempts to make full use of rivers to irrigate agricultural production and rely on natural water source to benefit life. In ancient times, people's life and production relied heavily on nature, so nature worship has become one of the most important sources of environmental protection. As Yu controlled flood shows, many tales and legends, such as Jing Wei fills up the sea, the old man and the mountain, are not only a reflection of ancient ideals and pursuits, but also of their pondering upon the relationship between man and nature. Taking initiatives to explore and change the nature, they've realized the fact that nature is independent of man, while man is dependent on nature. As Xunzi said, 天行有常，不为尧存，不为桀亡。应之以治则吉，应之以乱则凶。It means heaven has its own law, and those who embrace it will prosper. Harmonious coexistence between man and nature. The Chinese traditional culture itself includes a philosophical thought of harmonious coexistence between man and nature. Confucianism and Taoism are the ones which understood and discussed the harmony values systematically. Confucius put forward the idea of the wise find pleasure in water, the virtuous find pleasure in hills, which had a great effect on later generations' environmental culture. He thought that man is a part of nature and that man should obey the law of nature and be kind to nature, so that man and nature can get along well with each other harmoniously. Mencius is another representative of Confucianism. He put forward the good nature idea and thought the heaven has the moral attributes as man. He believed that man is born with good nature and that man and all the things come from the same origin. Therefore, the moral attributes of man should not only be applied to the relationship between man and man, but also should be carried out in the relationship between man and nature, to achieve benevolence for people and the love of the world, so that man can achieve the harmony between man and man as well as man and nature. Xunzi inherited both the thoughts of Confucius and Mencius, and inspired Han Dynasty scholars. He stressed human action and practical experience. So far, the unity of man and nature worldview of Confucianism has finished its first stage of development thanks to him. Taoism put forward that man patterns himself on the operation of the earth patterns itself on the operation of heaven patterns itself on the operation of Tao patterns itself on what's natural. 人法地，地法天，天法道，道法自然。This is the essence of Taoism, to understand the relationship between man and nature, which thinks that all the thoughts and behaviors of man should be consistent with the law of nature. Meanwhile, man should follow, obey, submit, and return to nature, but should not disobey and destroy nature. The Taoist theory advocates that man should give less interference or no interference to the ecological process of natural world so that all living things can develop and evolve naturally, which has an important meaning for environmental protection. Lao Tzu advocated naturalism and objected to the ruling of nature by human beings. He regarded the harmony between man and nature as the basic element for nature to have the ability to create and reproduce everything. Zhuangzi maintained the idea that man should respect the nature of everything and not destroy the nature of everything. He stressed that man cannot change the nature of everything casually, or tragedy will happen. The environment philosophies of Confucianism and Taoism have similarities as well as differences. Both of them adhere to the view of harmony between man and nature, but the Confucianism thinks that the law of nature should comply with humanity, while Taoism believes that the humanity should obey the law of nature. Confucianism focuses on the values of morality, resources, and politics of nature, whereas the Taoism puts more emphasis on the aesthetic value of nature. Both of them appreciate all the creatures, but Confucianism treats them differently, while Taoism regards them equally. Both of them insist on the harmony between man and nature, but Confucianism emphasizes joining and developing with nature, while the Taoism claims non-interference. All of these profound thoughts are beyond time and space, which can help the modern people to overcome the effect of man's centralism and enhance the consciousness of respecting the law of ecology and advocate moderate consumption, so that they will help reduce the degree of damage to nature. That's all. Thank you very much for listening.